These latest headlines from ABC15 are sponsored by Lerner and Rowe Injury Attorneys. One call, that's all.
Hi there, I'm Kaylee O'Kelly with your top stories from ABC15 Arizona. Remembering a beloved Valley track coach 2 years after his life was cut short. David Dinahian was shot and killed out on a walk with his dog near 12th Street in Maryland in north central Phoenix. ABC15 following up with his family, still pushing for answers. We've reached out to Phoenix police. They tell us they don't have any new updates to share. The 30-year-old was a track coach at Camelback High School. Loved ones gathering over the last few years, hosting events in his honor, and now another vigil is planned for tonight. The goal? Keeping him and what happened to him top of mind.
Kind of gather around Rose Lane and 12th Street. Then we'll walk. It's about a 3/4 of a mile walk to where David was, murdered, unfortunately. And, it's more like we call a justice walk for David. We have our signs and stuff. So people that are driving, will say, hey, I remember that night. I remember that person.
And this holiday season will mark the family's third year hosting a toy drive, giving back to the community they say has provided so much support for them. We have more information on both the vigil and that toy drive up now at abc15.com. Here's a heads up for you this weekend on our roadways. No major freeway closures to tell you about for the weekend. There will, however, be some overnight restrictions Sunday through Tuesday on the southbound 51 from 10 to 4 and both directions of the 101 in the West Valley from 9 to 5. Remember, you can find real-time traffic updates anytime on our website. That's abc15.com/traffic. Smart shoppers, this is for you. Black Friday and Cyber Monday also mean 'tis the season for fraudsters. But our team here at ABC15 is taking action for you this morning, making sure you don't become a target for the bad guys. The experts telling our team to watch out for fake websites and that are after your personal information, and that you should also be mindful of emails and text messages from so-called retailers.
Sometimes they're telling you, hey, there's something wrong with your account. Click here to update your account information. Don't do it. Do not click that button.
And what they are saying is to make sure that you are shopping with a trusted retailer and that you do set up that two-factor authentication. They cannot stress that enough. Oh, and here's another tip. Just, be nice to each other, because that is certainly important while you are out there as well.
Now we're going to put the waffles in the waffle maker.
Maya Carter begins every morning with breakfast, sometimes even getting a helping hand from her youngest son, Mason.
Can you add some salt?
In the other room, her husband, Maceo, begins his workday.
We have done this thing called life together, and it has been my greatest joy.
Doing life together changed on November 8th, 2016.
We have been living with ALS for 8 years. He has a slow progressing form of ALS.
ALS, also known as Lou Gehrig's disease, slowly destroys nerve cells in the brain, which control muscle movement.
I can't raise my arms. I can't ball my fists, can't wave my hands.
But Maceo and Maya refuse to be defined by what they've lost.
It's easy to sit and be like, oh, well, I can't type anymore, and I can't do this anymore, I can't do that anymore, and just sit and wallow.
Instead, Maceo still works a full-time job with help from a computer program.
Wake up, mouse click.
Outside of work, Maceo has been horseback riding, water tubing, and traveled, all with ALS, all with support from Maya.
She is one hell of a caregiver, one hell of a person.
Maya is one of over 40 million Americans providing unpaid care to an adult.
So I don't look at it as something I'm obliged to do or caregiving as a job. I look at it as I'm just taking care of my husband.
Maya and Maceo are registered with ALS Arizona. You can find statewide resources for people living with ALS linked to this article on abc15.com. Adam Klepp, ABC15 Arizona.
With your most accurate forecast on this Friday, I'm meteorologist Jorge Torres. It'll be a mild one here in the valley once again with a little more cloud cover. So we're starting off with temperatures in the morning in the mid-50s, climbing to 70 degrees at midday. But as I mentioned, it will be mostly cloudy for the rest of the afternoon and early evening, with highs eventually topping out in the mid-70s, which is still above average for this time of year. Across northern Arizona, we'll keep those highs in the 50s for areas like Flagstaff, Heber, and Show Low, 60s from Payson to Sedona, along with Globe there in Gila County, and 70s along along the I-10 corridor from the Old Pueblo to the valley. And as you head to the west, those highs near 70 degrees too. How about for the weekend? Well, tomorrow, close to 80 degrees under partly cloudy skies in Phoenix, and warmer still on Sunday with a high of 80. And it gets even warmer for early next week. Here's that 7-day. We go from the mid-upper 70s today and tomorrow to the 80s Sunday through Tuesday. Flagstaff, we're in the 50s for a while with a little more cloud cover through at least, we're going to say Sunday, and then we clear things out, but stay mild through much of next week.
And for the latest headlines, weather, and traffic, head to ABC15.com or download our free ABC15 mobile app. Make it a great Friday.
These latest headlines from ABC 15 are sponsored by Lerner and Rowe Injury Attorneys. One call, that's all.